In Greek mythology, Daedalus was a famous artist, architect and inventor who worked on the island of Crete. He built a labyrinth where King Minos kept the Minotaur, a terrible monster who had a human body and a bull's head. It was very complicated to find a way out of the labyrinth. Since Daedalus had designed it, he knew the secret. King Minos was afraid that Daedalus would tell someone the secret, so he didn't let him leave the island. But Daedalus and his son Icarus wanted to leave. After a lot of thinking, Daedalus got an idea. "We are going to escape by air." They took some feathers, stuck them into wax, and put them on their arms. They flew above the walls of the prison. Icarus was so happy he could fly that he forgot about his father's advice not to fly too high. He got too close to the sun, and the wax melted. Icarus crashed into the sea and drowned. Leonardo da Vinci, 1452 to 1519, was a famous artist and engineer who lived in Italy. He made drawings and descriptions of some very interesting machines that he had invented. He was left-handed, and he wrote all his notes in reverse. You could only read them in the mirror. Among his drawings, there was one from 1488 called Design for a Flying Machine. This flying machine had wings like a bird and pedals like a bicycle. Leonardo wanted to launch his flying machine from Monte Cecere, Mount Swan, in Italy, but as far as we know, he never did.
Listen to the story about the Wright brothers.
The brothers Wilbur and Orville Wright had always wanted to fly. They lived in Ohio and ran a small bicycle factory. They were deeply shocked when they read in the newspapers about the tragic death of Otto Lilienthal, a German who had published a book about the flying of birds. They decided to continue Lilienthal's experiments with gliders. They even tied a glider to a horse which pulled it. After some time, they built the first plane with a petrol engine. They called it Flyer. It had 2 sets of wings and 2 propellers, and the pilot sat out in front in the open air. In December 1903, in Kitty Hawk, Wilbur Wright made the first airplane flight in history, staying in the air for 12 seconds. The same day, he flew 2 more times and managed to stay in the air for 59 seconds. And this was just the beginning of the real history of flying.